What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Jasmine, aka the College Girl Jazz, and I'm here with another Jazz Talks video where I sit down on... Oh, you grumpy! I wonder if you guys can hear my dog just like be like, he don't work. What is he tired for? Anyways, Jazz Talks is where I come to you guys. I sit down on my couch. I give you guys a little bit of information on a product I've been loving that's not beauty, hair, or like skincare related, or maybe skincare can be included in my Jazz Talks. I don't know. But today we are talking about antiperspirants versus deodorants, the one that I've been loving to combat my hyperhidrosis and why I love it so much, and all of the above. So if you guys are interested in hearing what I have to say about hyperhidrosis and this antiperspirant that I've been loving, just keep on watching. Okay, so I looked up the definition of hyperhidrosis, and it's basically described as abnormal excessive sweating involving the extremities, underarms, face, and it's usually unrelated to the body's temperature or exercising. So that basically in layman's terms means that I sweat a lot outside of how hot it is outside, or if I'm obviously exercising. Those are two things that are going to naturally make you sweat. I sweat when I'm nervous, I sweat when I'm upset, I sweat when I am in a uncomfortable space, when I'm talking to new people, if I'm doing a presentation. All of the above cause me to sweat underneath my arms. That's where I have hyperhidrosis, and it's a issue that I've been struggling with since the 9th or 10th grade. Once I started playing sports more rigorously, I noticed the change in my sweating patterns. I didn't really suffer from this in middle school, but between puberty and my change in my physical activity level and my body just changing overall, I developed hyperhidrosis. And it's an example of how bad it was my prom night. I wore a one-sleeved red dress. I'll put a picture on the screen somewhere. And I was so ashamed to take prom pictures that I didn't take pictures at all during prom, and the pre-prom pictures that I took were all very awkward and uncomfortable looking because I was trying to keep my elbows tacked to my side so that you couldn't see the sweat that had started to pool up on your dress, you know, when you can see the sweat stains in the fabric. And that was prom night, and that was probably one of the most, that was what was on my mind the most that night. Was like when we did the senior walk, I was like, I don't want people to see how sweaty I am. And it's just been something that I've been dealing with for a very long time. And now I'm 6 years into college. I'm graduating from college, y'all, in May. Woo woo. But I finally decided to do some research to find a antiperspirant that worked for me. So side note real quick, I want to tell you guys the difference between an antiperspirant and a deodorant. A deodorant deodorizes. It removes odor. So when you put on deodorant, you're not putting on something to keep you from sweating. You're putting on something to mask the smell that just comes from your underarms. Nobody has underarms that when it gets moisture under there smells like fruits and flowers. Your armpits stink when you sweat, period. So that's why you wear deodorant, to make sure that your armpits smell good. Antiperspirants, break down the word again. Anti means to not do something, to do the opposite of, to, you know, reverse. It's the reverse, whatever, like the antichrist, you know, whatever is the opposite of Christ. So antiperspirant means the opposite of perspiring, to not perspire. So antiperspirants are supposed to stop you from perspiring. That was a long spiel. I'm sure there's more in-depth videos on the difference, but that's just a basic little, you know, spiel about the difference between the two. So I knew that I needed to move away from the deodorants that I was using. I was using men's sports deodorants, thinking that because they were made for sports and they did have some claims of antiperspirant qualities. Oh, y'all, sorry. Not only do I have hyperhidrosis, I have overactive salivary glands. So talking just has my mouth watering right now, and this is so funny. Anyways, and I'm gonna stop touching my hair. Sorry, I like my weave. But yeah, I knew I needed to step away from the deodorants that I was using because they weren't antiperspirants and they just weren't getting the job done. No matter how much I applied, no matter what brand I used, they just weren't getting the job done. So I did a little bit of research and I found Certain Dry. So Certain Dry is a prescription strength clinical antiperspirant that has up to 72-hour protection. That's basically saying from the first time that you put it on, it's supposed to protect you for up to 72 hours. But obviously, you know, I shower and stuff like that, so I do reapply after I take a shower. You are supposed to apply this at night, allow it to work with your body while you sleep, and then when you wake up the next morning, you don't have to reapply it. You are supposed to be fresh throughout the day. And it says it's claimed to be for anybody suffering from hyperhidrosis or excessive sweating. It only has 12% aluminum chloride, which they say other brands have higher aluminum complexes and they're not the same. This is the strongest and most effective active ingredient available in antiperspirants. So this just is basically the closest thing to a prescription strength antiperspirant that you can get over the counter. I bought this at Walmart. It was $5.98, very inexpensive. I'm holding the box the wrong way, but it was very inexpensive, but it was worth every penny that I paid for it. I have been in lab since 8 o'clock this morning. I got out at about 4 o'clock. It's 5:55 now. I have not had to reapply deodorant, spray myself with perfume or anything like that. I don't have pit stains because, you know, sometimes when you sweat, it'll dry and it'll still be like, you know, discolored because the deodorant has kind of like seeped into your clothes. I have no pit stains. I have no odor. I think I smell pretty good. I wish I had somebody here to tell you guys that I smell good, but I don't. So yeah, I highly recommend this deodorant, y'all. If y'all, I sound so country. If you guys need a deodorant or an antiperspirant, let me use my correct terminology. If you guys need an antiperspirant that works, coming from somebody who suffers very badly from hyperhidrosis, this has been a godsend. I started using it last Thursday. Today is Tuesday, and I noticed it every day. I took my dog to the dog park on Sunday, and it was very hot outside, no breeze, but I did not sweat. I felt the sweat on my face and stuff, but my underarms completely dry. So this right here has become a miracle worker. From the research that I saw said that after frequent use, you're supposed to then be able to use it in like a every other day type of routine. So I might transition to that in about a week where I use it every other day, and on the days that I don't use it, use regular deodorants. But honestly, for $6, that's how much I was paying for my regular deodorant, and it did not work this well. So if you guys, like I said, are looking for a recommendation, go ahead and pick you up some Certain Dry. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't want this video to be super long. I just wanted to kind of cut to the chase, tell you guys the facts, tell you guys about my experience with it. If you have any more questions, I'm looking at the viewfinder. If you guys have any more questions about suffering from hyperhidrosis, things that I do, materials of fabric that I wear, or any other questions about it, go ahead and leave those in the description, in the comment section down below. If you guys have any video requests, go ahead and leave those down below as well. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.